chime in?
Just a quick note. Now that we're talking about, um, is it really an electives cluster system that we need to place in 12th grade? Now I'm beginning to think because, uh, Mr. Chair, the thing is, I said earlier, we are noticing some of the very specialized courses in 12th grade appear to be like or behaving similarly as the specialization or prof ed courses in college. But kids, being kids, are still likely going to not be able to finalize what they will pursue, right? And therefore, there's likelihood that they will apply for admission, but their heart is not into it, right? So maybe part of our ongoing conversations, USEC Gina, is for us to consider the concept of a transversal course. So I was looking up what transversal courses are, much like a definition of transversal or core skills, critical thinking, innovation. This time, the transversal courses are ones that are transferable. Definitely, despite your future specialization, you will use it. I will mention some. And there are some specific universities overseas doing it. Um, for example, the International Institute of Management, for them, you just need the following courses to proceed to advanced skills in management of business related courses. You could take contract formulation. That is a very basic um, set of skills, right? Or obligations and contracts, if you may want to call it. That's the language in business administration. Intellectual property rights and fundamental labor laws. So see, they are not really courses, but if I go to any business related course, they will matter. If I go to nursing, they will also matter. If I go to social science, I think they will also matter. And then for CHED to decide if this set of transversal elective courses, a combination of these will be adequate for them to enter and apply to any discipline of their choice because that will simplify it. Rather than us imposing X number of subjects from STEM will land you a spot in the BS Electrical Engineering program, which is Hilao at this point. So something, Mr. Chair, that I want to articulate because there seems to be literature, extant literature on how we can better configure those electives. So that if you use Landas, if you use Stride, you'd also easily make a decision as a principal, ito pala yung mga industriya, baka dapat project management, automation skills or whatever, ito lang dapat ang electives na i-offer ko. Initial thoughts, Mr. Chair.
I thank you for that comment and led me to think that I think lahat naman tayo dumaan ng 10-year basic education, di ba? And dumaan tayo ng 4-year higher education, di ba? Remember those days when you graduate the fourth year high school, your electives actually come during first year college and second year college. I remember when actually my first year I wanted to take economics. The school required me to take certain subjects that are electives but will be important to my economics course. In other words, that decision comes during your first year college. First and second year, di ba? I think we all agree. Ibinaba natin yun ngayon to senior high school eh. Now we're asking the senior high school student to choose those electives that will help them in their course when they go to college. The problem, before kasi, para tayong UST, that choice is in one college. Ang binaba natin yun, but basic education and higher education are separate entities now. No? They're now separate entities. So, without these two talking very, very closely, the student will be penalized for choosing the wrong electives. And that's what we are trying to avoid. Kasi dati, when that in the old system, di ba, Dr. Firmin, in 4 years, you will not be penalized because you're going into the same college. Eh. Sasabihin niya, pag kumuha ka ng, let's say, economics, pag hindi mo kinuha calculus, hindi ka pwedeng pumasok na economics. So you're herded to that direction. But you're in one school. Ngayon, binaba kasi natin yun eh. The penalty now is in the student eh. No, that's the complication, no? That's a complication we're trying to address. So, in my opinion, if there is a way, no, conceptually, Yusek Gina, please study this, that the core subjects is already an assurance to become college ready. And then bonus na lang lahat yung electives and in TechVoc. Bonus na lang sa kanila na hindi siya maapektuhan when it comes to college readiness. Study that possibility. That's possibility. Ang ginagawa natin kasi the electives becomes a mandatory to become college ready. But paano kung nagkamali siya doon sa electives? Kasi ba like ako from economics nag-transfer ako to finance, no? It happens kasi na pagdating sa senior high school, iba inisip niya. Pagdating na ng college, iba na naman iisipin niya. Pero penalized na siya doon. No? Penalized na siya doon. So, I'm trying to remove that penalty. I'm trying to remove that penalty by making sure that the curriculum is designed in a way that when you take these core subjects, college ready ka na. Bonus na lang si elective. Added knowledge na lang yan sa'yo. Bonus na lang si TechVoc. Knowledge na lang yan sa'yo. Study that concept. Because it will now save a lot of complication to our principals. Diba? So, yung principals, kasi yung principals pressured na i-offer yung gusto ng bata. Pero paano kung wala talagang magtuturo? No? Lalo na yung mga maliliit na school. Yun ang, wala siyang choice kung i-offer niya lang kung anong pwede niyang i-offer. No? Pero hindi naman yun yung kailangan ng college. So, yun yung problema natin. That's why, maganda yung sinabi ng UST that they transferred their senior high school to college. In fact, they're treating it as a preparatory college para seamless. Para seamless yung college and senior high school nila. So those are I want DepEd to think about that concept because I don't want to repeat the same mistake eh. Baka after 13 years, nandito na naman tayo at sabihin natin, mali pala ginawa natin. Diba? Tapos babalikan ko yung transcript ni Dr. Fermin. Diba? Father,
I think you mentioned again another area of consideration. At this stage, we know that students are not mature to decide on a career. There is the phenomenon of vocational floundering. That's why the first year college is always a bachelor of shifting course. That is the reality because they are not mature to make decisions, and therefore there will be this vocational floundering. How do you adjust now this kind of proposition that you are doing now of elective in terms of there's no surety that the students will pursue that kind of line, and they will be continuously changing decisions at the same time. So that factor, no, the vocational floundering is a reality at that stage of life of the student.
that vocational floundering happened in the past, no? In tayo, in age natin. In the past, that happened in college, in universities.
Yeah.
And it's easy to adjust because you're in the same institution. But if that floundering happened in senior high school,
It will be worse.
it will affect your university path, in other words, no? So that's the complication we're trying to address. Good thing is both Ched and DepEd are talking to address that. That's a good part. That's a big part. But it's a complication nevertheless that we need to think about. Yeah. So we have a few more resource persons to hear from. Director Balawag of BARM, MBHT BARM.
Yes, Honorable Chair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Actually, I have also questions. Unahin ko na lang siguro dahil baka hindi ko kayang sagutin pag-uwi ko doon sa BARM. Yung mga observation ko kanina, Honorable Chair. Una, in all presentations, except for the presentation of the EDCOM, I have not seen BARM as part of those who were involved in survey, doon sa implementation, as well as doon sa mga findings ng senior high school. I just want to know, hindi